Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
If your home heating system is making strange noises or just doesn't work like it should, call your friends at Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Sign up for Bryant's exclusive ESP service protection plan. You'll get twice annual complete and thorough service on all brands, and you'll never pay overtime charges on evenings, weekends, or holidays. Schedule your heating check today and ask about Bryant's ESP plan to save money. Call 467-1111 or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Today's agenda includes office meetings this morning, followed by a client lunch, then back to the office for another meeting, and ending the day with a presentation at a client's office. When you are on the go, you need an office phone that goes with you. At Hamilton, our business phone systems make it easy to sync your office phone features to your cell phone for quick and seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you need better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy Monday. Martin Luther King Day. Martin Luther King Day that we celebrate. This is Old School. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin on the ones and twos. And we have a special guest, Renee Saunders. in here from the Supernovas, coach extraordinaire of Omaha Scott. Then she's going to be calling the Omaha Supernovas games along with DP. We are brought to you by the Mercado, certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop. 2 locations, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill. Without further ado, welcome, Renee. Long time no see, right?
It's been a minute.
I know. Things have changed, right?
We're a little older.
Yeah. Are we wiser yet?
Debatable.
Depends. Yeah,
Debatable.
depends. We're still living in Nebraska, right?
On days like this, it should be Arizona.
Yeah. Well, want to ask you, obviously, we know how well you've done of coaching in high school. So I want to ask you, just from my experience, before DP starts to ask you questions, is I know you've called games before. How excited are you to see professional volleyball in Omaha, and then you to be not having the coach, and then kind of get the easy part where you get to evaluate people? Because we know how it is as coaches. I coach basketball. You coach, obviously, volleyball. It's a little bit different.
It is a little bit different. I'm stoked. As soon as I was asked and presented the opportunity, part of me was hesitant because I haven't done this before.
Yeah.
So I'm a rookie. So I worn DP already. I might need to carry my weight a little bit, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see pro volleyball up and coming. I think Omaha is going to do it right, and I think the fan support's going to be fantastic. I got a chance to watch the team on Saturday, and it's fun watching them, trying to learn who they are instead of learning, like watching for training things, right? Like I get to look at the game in a little bit different way. I think if you've ever been to a game with me, I already kind of watch it differently.
Right.
So I'm excited for it.
And
she just said a thing that's intriguing to me. She goes, well, wait a minute. I'm going to lean on DP. Let me explain.
Yeah, he already said he's going to lean on you. So you guys are going to be leaning on each other.
Well, that was the beauty of it. One, she's a coach that has all sides of this whole vacuum covered. Being an elite athlete and then getting into the mental side of it, not everybody can transition into that. And then to be able to explain that and break it down. So I went back and went on the deep dive. And a lot of the interviews that you find on Coach Saunders provides a depth for me that gives me comfort in that this thing that we're about to talk about matters. Like there's a difference between people who do it because it's their job. Then there are people who love the game. Coach Saunders loves the game. And I think that's going to come across for folks who are going to tune into this thing. I'm looking forward to that portion of it because your ability to explain it to the novice volleyball fan and then the elite volleyball fan, you managed to cover both. And there's a thing to that. Where does your love of this thing called volleyball come from? Because you're a multi-sport athlete. Why volleyball? Why did it connect so much with you?
I don't know. It's like the perfect balance of like physicality, but it's beautiful to watch, so it's kind of like both ends of the spectrum. I think it's something that as a female, it's something that's our own. Yes, there is men's volleyball, not as rampant here in Nebraska, but in other parts of the country, there's men's volleyball as well. But I think that's something growing up watching the Huskers play. And then now you have Creighton and UNO and all these other great college programs in the country or in the state of Nebraska. And as a young kid, you're growing up watching that. We see them at our Scott games. The little kids come and we have like a little camper night and all those little kids, like they just love the players and they love the game and there's so much energy behind it. And I think that energy is what makes volleyball special compared to any other sport.
Renee, I wanted to ask you, obviously I coach club basketball, but one thing I've realized is club volleyball, not only in Nebraska, but throughout the Midwest is rampant. I mean, it's obviously way bigger than obviously when we came up, but I think it's a hidden gem here in Nebraska. There's so many really good players, so many really good clubs. Talk about how the club atmosphere has helped maybe bring the Supernovas to Omaha, but then also what the professional team can do for the young and upcoming, young ladies that are going to be watching, because that's something here. It's almost like watching you guys. Oh, I can go to Nebraska, Creighton, all the other schools, and then potentially be a Supernova at the very end.
Oh, yeah. It definitely opens different doors for kids now. I mean, not just young kids that are looking to hopefully play in high school and then hopefully play in college, and the club kids that are hoping to get a scholarship and get a chance to play just one more year of volleyball. But now it's like college kids are like, I could get drafted. I could go pro. I could stay in Nebraska where the fan support's fantastic. Or I could go to Orlando where it's not icy and 42 below.
You could practice outside.
But I think it provides hope. Like growing up, there was no chance I was ever going to play pro volleyball or pro anything because it really didn't exist for females.
Sure.
And so now that you're seeing this whole turn of the Love Volleyball League, you have the Pro Volleyball League, and you're seeing people are playing in other countries. But if you ask the Americans that go to other countries, they're so excited for the opportunity to play in the United States and have hopefully a great experience. And I know Omaha is doing it right, because I feel like we just do it right in Nebraska for volleyball.
Yeah. Well, to have you as an ambassador for it certainly is a good move. I want to go back though, because you were just saying that the things that you could not imagine when you were coming up. Could you have imagined that your alma mater would be in a place where 90,000+ people get together to watch you play? What did that? First of all, how did that feel? And then two, what does that mean? What does it mean forward?
What a night. I mean, it was absolutely surreal. Like I can't put words into it. I just remember looking around and be like, we're playing volleyball outside. I'm like, we're playing volleyball on freaking Jay Foreman's field, right? Like, we're in this amazing state that only we would have 92,003 people show up to watch a volleyball game outside, and have the support of administration to make it happen. I mean, like, we're definitely a volley state. And I think that shows from every small town to, Omaha and Lincoln, east to west, north, south, like Nebraska supports volleyball. And that night was absolutely amazing.
But I want to go deeper into it, because you helped build this. Like, it doesn't happen without you and your teammates making it happen the way you did at the level that you did. There's got to be some ownership in it. And you go, you know what? Everything fell in line exactly as it had to. It's got to be powerful to recognize that you and your teammates built this thing.
I think we had 110 some alumni right down underneath the tunnel with the team coming out. And that was a powerful moment, like, to be down there and then watching, the players come out. I can't even imagine how they felt, like they're all wide eyes. I don't know if they were freaking out. I don't even know if they knew we were alumni. You know what I mean? Like, they were just very focused. Like, Lindsay walked right by me and I yelled her name and tried to give her a high five. And I don't even think she realized it was me, because they were so focused on going out. And then when the gates open and they run out, like, I don't know, you just don't ever expect that to happen. I think when we play the game for the joy, right? We play it because we love it. And we continue to be a part of the game because we love it, right? The game's given a ton to me since I was a young kid till, through my coaching career. The game's given me a lot to me. And I'm hoping that the game can do that for many, many young people after me.
Renee, I want to ask you, obviously this is a new part of your volleyball life, I like to call it, right? Calling games. What are you most excited for? To call your first game, see it, and then, because what I think, like, seeing it come to fruition is something that, is huge. Because things that you never thought would be, for me, I remember, calling games like, man, I can't even believe I'm here calling a game or anything like that. Are you more excited to call the game or see it come to fruition? Because this is huge. Professional volleyball is huge. And I've always viewed, like, Omaha's the Mecca, it seems like, of doing everything right, like, just like you said.
This is going to sound like a coach answer, but I'm excited to see my progression, from game 1 to game 24.
Sure.
And how I evolve over that amount of time. I feel like when I watch games, I'm already kind of watching them from that scope.
Right.
Now I just get to say what I see out loud.
Sure.
And hopefully paint a picture, get to meet some of the players, kind of develop that relationship with them so that I can help people at home that maybe can't be at a game understand, they're great athletes, they're great players, they're doing great things, but they also, like, have lives outside, like jobs and kids and, all that other stuff going on, and they're able to play pro volleyball.
One thing I want to ask you is, I get this a lot when I watch we watch our sports different, right? And that's just something we've been blessed at, because as much as we've done well, we know what we can kind of see the mistakes coming or something that's positive coming. Explain volleyball to somebody like me. Now, I know enough, but just explain some of the things I should look for. Now, I know when a point is, because I can see it on TV, right? I know what, right? I know when they hit it in the net and it doesn't go over it not too well. But give me about 4 or 5 things I need to see when I'm in that crowd next week.
I think one of the biggest things with volleyball is the team that wins the serve and pass battle usually wins. I mean, from 10 and unders to Division I college, that's something that we have to do well. We have to be a great serving team. We have to be a great passing team. I think it's fun to be able to set your middles and run an offense around them, which also means that you have to pass well. So it's kind of tied together. And then you just can't make a lot of mistakes.
Right.
I think when you're playing at the highest level, it's a game of inches, right? And so
Yeah,
you
for
have
sure.
to be good at not making mistakes. I'll give you 3. Those
All
are
right.
3 good things
All
to
right,
watch.
I want to ask you another question. Is this? I always talk about the specialty points, especially in football, right? It's like situational football, right? 3rd and 3, you got to win it. What are the crucial points that can kind of swing a match? You know what I'm saying? Like I'll give you a football analogy. So, I always say the last 4 minutes going into halftime, first 4 minutes coming out of halftime usually sets the tone. How is that, equivalent to volleyball? Is it when it's like when you're playing the 25 in between that 15 and 19 mark, that once you get the lead there, you can kind of not coast home, but you can kind of situational volleyball your way home?
No, I always call like the first like 6 rotations, which usually like first 9 points
Right.
is like your dating period, right? You're kind of getting to know what the other team's going to do.
Right.
And then once you get through that, kind of the middle game, which would be like your 10 to 20,
Right.
is when you start to exploit weaknesses and follow the game plan and do those
So
things.
then
your end game
Mhm.
is where you need to be really sharp and really aggressive.
Right. And I want to ask you one more question. Sorry, DP. There's an old saying.
Look at the.
I'm excited, man.
Listen. The Hall of Famer understands
Hey.
that he doesn't have to be really. Just do your thing, Jay Foreman.
Hey, listen. I like learning stuff. I like watching volleyball. Right. Don't know it like football, so I'm just trying to equate it to kind of,
that's why I brought her in with you, because
curve.
this is important for you.
One thing that Nick Saban just retired. The one thing that he recruited me, but one of his best quotes is in pressure time, don't think plays, think players. Does that hold true in volleyball? So like in a crucial time, where you're like, we can run a set for so-and-so. Did you guys follow that? Or is it kind of like, all right, we just got to stick to the game plan based on weaknesses? Because sometimes players can override that.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Saban is a wise man.
He is. Yeah,
He's a very wise man. I think it's both part. I think if you have something that's working really well,
Sure.
then you go for it. But
Right.
remember, like maybe your main terminator is in the back row.
Right.
So then what's your plan B going to be? Or
Right.
maybe your middle's going off. Like maybe that needs to be your
Right.
plan.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is the players have to make the play.
Yep.
Right. So it has to be someone that you trust. Somebody that can put the ball away, somebody that can hit it, aggressively and not tip or roll and give the other team a free ball.
Through most sports, we like to talk that offense is space is offense. How does that apply in volleyball?
Oh, space is huge in volleyball.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch as the players work on the court and how they rotate and move, you're going to notice that there's going to be pretty equal spacing around them, minus the blockers, obviously, and people playing around the block. But it's all based on space. And if you can keep your space, then you're not having communication errors. You're not running into each other. I think it's an advantage when you have space, because if you don't have space, you're also leaving a hole somewhere else.
And through all of this, we were talking before the show, and I asked what was going to be the difference between professional federation volleyball and, let's say, elite Division I Power 5 volleyball. What would be the differences? And then maybe more importantly for people to connect to it is, what are the similarities? What are the things folks are going to notice about this game?
I think the biggest difference people are going to have to get used to is you're not seeing the 6'5" pin player. The players are going all the way around. So they're looking for a versatile 6 rotation player that can block and swing and pass and do everything offensively and defensively. And then the subs, there's way less subs. You get 8
Explain
subs
that to folks, because I think that's going to be a thing where the eyes of the Nebraska volleyball fan are going to have to change.
Yeah. So I feel like in America, we've been kind of groomed to this. You put the tall kids in front, you put the little kids in back, you put the biggest kid in the middle, right? You put your littlest one in the different colored jersey, and that's just what you do because you can just sub. Like I think you have 18 subs or 16 subs. You have a ton of subs. And if I were to go out, Jay comes in for me, I can go back in for him, right? So we can do a front row, back row exchange, like line changes almost. The professional league, if I'm understanding what Shelton told me correctly, is if I sub in for Jay, Jay's done for that set.
The entire set.
Yeah, I don't think it's an entire match. I think it's an entire set.
Yeah.
Liberos don't serve in this league. You only get 8 substitutions, but it's, one and done. So if you get subbed out, you're going to watch the rest of it on the bench. So you're looking at a lot smaller, versatile 6 rotation players, which I think is great. I mean, I was kind of one of those players. I wasn't the 6'5" pin, but I could hit and I could block and I could jump and I could play back row. But as time went on and you have subs, you're going to put that 6'5" kid up there, right? So
you can manage. There is some management, but not a lot. Like
you have a lot more flexibility, especially with the libero now, because you're not subbing for your middles. So libero saves you, 6 subs a game.
The depth of talent and being able, and there are some Olympic Team USA players at the Supernovas camp. How would you measure the talent? Is there a difference in talent?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think they're just more mature. Like, we are wiser as we get older, Jay, so
I hope
the
so.
longer you play the game, the smarter you become. And they literally work smarter, not harder. And I think we have some professionals that have played, 10 plus years professionally. We have a setter who has played 10 years. We have another outside hitter who's played like 17 professional years. And then you have the young, spunky kids that come in that haven't played a year yet. They're just like fired up and ready to go. So it's a nice balance of like age and maturity, but yet a little bit of like reckless fun, like
good mix.
Go for
right?
it.
It's always a good mix. Do we got to go to break?
No,
Or can we go a little bit longer?
The beauty of today is that.
That's right. We're on the stream.
Yeah, the Bills are on the Bills and Steelers are on the brick and mortar. Yeah. So on the stream, we get to kind of maneuver around it and let's enjoy Coach while she's here because we're all getting smarter as we go. That's good radio.
I got a coaching question.
Yeah,
here's what I need to know because being club coach and we've won, right? Not to your level, okay. The consistency and the toughness and the domination, how do you do it? Because I think it's extraordinary. I watch it from a competitive juices standpoint, and I like it because you know what you're going to get, but to keep doing it, keep finding ways to be a champion is hard to do. It doesn't matter what level it is. And I don't think people know because we had to do it before. I want to know what the magic sauce is because I'm in awe. I got to know what's up. Because you know what? Matt Verzal doesn't know.
I can't tell him.
Yeah.
He doesn't tell me what he puts in his pizza sauce, and I don't tell him what I do.
What's the magic? Yeah, right?
Well, first of all, I don't mean it before you answer. You better tell me you better get you a pizza up there. You right down the street. You better tell me get a pizza up there.
He's already asked. All
right.
So I told him maybe during volleyball season we could do a promo.
Yeah.
We had that flexibility. So, yeah. We could do that.
So another great football coach, Bill Walsh.
Right.
And this is what I've told people a million times, but I've read the book, The Score Takes Care of Itself.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big nerd. I love to read. I love to learn. I love to see either validation in something I read or how I can change something in what I'm doing, whatever. So I read a ton. But in that book, he had a quote that mastery requires endless remastery. And that's the secret. I don't enter any one season in thinking that I'm going to have the same results doing the same thing. I think that that's when you don't have the same results.
Sure.
So I'm always looking for how can we adjust, how can we fine tune, but more importantly, with the personnel I have, what do we need to do to get to that point?
Right.
And the other quote I like is begin with the end in mind. So if our goal is to win a state championship, there's certain things I know we're going to have to do when we get to that point.
Right.
There's no guarantee that it's going to happen, but I think the way we train in our gym, the way we run our practices, we're in the best shape. We're mentally and physically challenged all the time. We play the hardest schedule that I can possibly get. Yeah.
Right.
And I don't care if we lose in the process because to me, losing is important. Is it nice to go undefeated? Yes. But really, I only need to win the last 4.
Right.
And that's how I think. And so if we can keep getting better and keep training and keep, finding our weaknesses and how we need to improve them, then that's the way I go. But mastery requires endless remastery. So you can't do it the same way.
Yeah.
Who's on your Mount Rushmore of coaches? Because you just mentioned 2 that carry some weight, but for you personally, the ones that you have taken more of their philosophy and their mindset into what you do. Who are those coaches?
Tom Osborne.
Oh.
I remember back in college, I took coaching football and I was the only girl in the class. Were you in that class, Jay?
No.
It's like 6
listen. Coach, they didn't want me in that class, man, because he is. Especially early, I had too many mental errors. They was like,
that is
I probably should have that class. So like, I was messing up cover 1 too much.
That is hilarious.
But I really liked T.O. It's just the way he carried himself and the way he, approached the game and treated his players. And granted, I had an outside perspective.
Sure.
Obviously, I love football, so I watch a ton of football. I think that class is why. So the Sabins and the Urban Meyers and the Bill Walshes, obviously I follow. But, John Cook has been someone I've definitely bounced ideas off of. Rose Shires when she was at UNO, Kirsten at Creighton when she was. I don't really have a Mount Rushmore. I just have different coaches that are valuable in different ways. And when I know what I'm looking for, I might ask the same coach 3 questions and I might get 3 different responses. And that's awesome because there's so many different ways to do things.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I don't think I have a Mount Rushmore, but there's, even now that I have some players playing in some different places, Coach Pettit obviously playing for him. And now we have a much better relationship now that I'm older and more mature.
Oh, that's what it should be.
Yeah. It just, there's people that I know I can reach out to and I'm not afraid to not know the answer and ask for help.
I want to ask you, like, now just, spitballing, I guess, is this, how exciting it is to have the Supernovas here. I mean, volleyball has been, to me, a huge sport. And I know, obviously, a lot of, young ladies have always had to go over and play overseas, which is unfortunate. What do you think is taking it so long to kind of catch on here? Because it's exciting and it isn't like the product hasn't been good, or the depth of athletes. What do you think is taking so long for it to, come to fruition?
I think it's if you look at any business that's a startup, right? It is a business. You have to have money, you have to have investors, and you have to have enough of them that you can field a league, not just a team, right? Because Omaha could have a professional team, but if you don't have anyone to play, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So I think now we have the right combination of money. We have people who want to invest in it, who believe in it, who will back it, and then it just needs to get traction going, and it might not for a couple of years, really get to where they're making money. But I think that the fact that we have investors, we have people that see value in it and see potential for it. And then I think the cities they're picking are good cities because they're going to be ones that
will back it as
well.
That
will back it as well. Yeah.
I mean, to go 7 cities year 1, 16 projected year 2, and full 32 within 2 or 3 years. The growth of it is where I know that this federation has focused on Midwest, and they thought there was enough talent in the Midwest to build from it. In your mind, where are the players going to come from? Is this going to be a professional, international league that maneuvers back to the United States, or will this be a league that's USA focused and when it comes to talent?
I mean, I feel like it's going to be USA focused because we are the ones sending everybody overseas to play, and we want them to play at home. We have great players like Lawrence Stivrins is overseas. We have all these players that are overseas right now. Maddie Kubik's overseas. Mm-hmm. We want them to come home and play here. We want them to have that level of experience. We want them to be paid like they deserve. But we might have some people that come internationally to play here, right? I mean, it could go both ways, but I think that it's a USA probably focused to keep our talent in our country.
Then is there enough talent in the state? Let's say just from the universities here, especially longevity of program, we've had talent and success. Is there enough just from Nebraska alone for Omaha at some point to even imagine that this is blue and red combined into Kearney, even into a professional international caliber volleyball team?
Where we only draft from
like if it was
kids.
Just Nebraska, is there enough?
I in some years yes, in some years no.
Okay.
I think we have stronger years in Nebraska for talent at the high school level that's going on to play college, and we have a little bit of down years where we still have good talent, but maybe not to the same quantity that previous years. There's some years where it's like studs on every single team, and then there's other years where there's less studs, but there's still studs on every single team. So I think it could get, I think there's some kids that would want to play in Omaha, but there might be some kids that don't want to play in Omaha. They might have came from, we might have a kid that came in from, I don't know, let's just say Florida for fun. And now there's one in their hometown. So they want to go play Orlando, but they played volleyball at Nebraska.
So, what do you think the biggest difference is from the college game, let's say, to the professional game? Because when you say there's not, you can't just park the biggest person in the middle, does that lead to more strategy, fast pace, type of volleyball where, because you're not going to be just throwing up there and letting Jay Foreman spike. No, I'm just playing. They're throwing it up where you got to have some
young
strategy.
Jay Foreman.
I don't know if I could get, listen, the way I saw them young ladies jumping, I was like, man, listen, I'm glad I didn't even think about getting on that volleyball court because I'd have a volleyball bait. Was it baiting? Because you guys have baiting ball, it'd be right on my forehead.
Straight across.
Yeah. See? Yeah, they give you a lot of payback.
And they would target you too.
I know, yeah. And I don't have any flexibility either. So what's the big difference between college volleyball and potentially pros?
I mean, think of the difference when you go from high school to college,
Right.
right? So now you're looking like the best of the best from high school playing it. Now you're
Right.
looking at the best from college. So it's just another level. But yeah, the size definitely makes a difference. And I think the speed of the game is going to
Yeah.
be pretty fast.
I'll be excited.
We have Yossi Presley from Baylor, who's like probably one of the most dynamic college athletes I've ever watched play, with like a 42-inch vertical. And she's like, I think it has her at 6 foot, but I'm pretty sure I can look her at the eye. Like,
Right.
But the kid can jump,
Right.
you know, and
She
she's
said her reach, like she's at 11'6".
she's like LeBron.
Yeah, 11'6". So she can jump and touch a yeah.
Yeah, the
Come on,
kid-
Jay.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, she's so much fun to
Come
watch.
on.
So, I mean, yeah, you might want to hang a ball for her and let her
Right.
just go bang on it. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit different style. And I'm excited to see what Shelton does with the offense, because I think he has so many different things he could do. You're going to see a lot more back row attacks because people playing all the way around. So you're literally going to have 5 attackers on the floor at all times.
The thrill for me is I'm a student and I like to learn. And in this space, I'm going to be a sponge. I think I could not have gotten any luckier in finding somebody that can kind of walk me through this thing. I want to pay proper tribute through it, and I want to pay respect to it. I don't want to do it halfway. I'm not built that way. So, this is. I'll be Penny to her Shaq.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be me setting it up. A big part of the day for me was getting to be in the space with Renee and to kind of understand from a coaching standpoint. I connect the mental aspect of it. She's so cerebral in how she's processing everything.
Always cool like a cucumber. I see you on TV.
Yeah.
It'd be like match point. You just be sitting there just chilling.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, how do you the cool like the other side of the pillow? I was looking, Renee, come on. Like, you about to win again. Every time I look on there, it's like I'm looking at you, waiting for it, especially in the pressure time. You just like, yeah, all right, we got this. And that's just come from preparation, though.
Well, and I think part of it too, like, I don't want my kids to see me freak out.
Yeah.
Right. So like, yeah, my heart might be beating down my chest, and, you know, maybe you could see it, maybe you can't, but like my goal is that, yeah, we're stressed right now, but we're okay.
Right.
Like, it's not like we haven't been here before. And I think all our work is done in practice.
Sure.
You know, if I have to coach in a game, then I failed my kids in a practice. You know, I
Say
failed
that
them.
again for the people in the back. Because Jay and I have this debate all the time. And I keep saying, listen, by the time you first whistle, first serve, first kickoff, whatever, the work is done. There's some personnel management and some key words that you can put in play. But most coaches understand, if I've put in the work on game day becomes easier. So I'm glad you said that, because he fights me on it.
I always tell them that the hardest job, especially in football, with these new age, are they millennials? I don't know, whatever they are. The hardest
kids these days, we'll get off your lawn at some point, Jay.
But the hardest thing,
you're gray hairing it all the way up,
and
aren't
I'm fine
you?
with it. I seen it, and the hardest thing is to be here on the sidelines and watch them out there with absolutely no control, because they get distracted, and things that you do in practice all of a sudden change when you get out there in front of people. I've seen it, and I've never seen anything like it, because just not Coach Osborne. I'm sure you've seen Coach McBride. When I played, it was not an option. We had no option. And so I'm out there, and everybody thinks they have options. That's so I get amazed by it, by the consistency that you had and the type of players on and off the court that you had. Because I always ask Verz, how do you do it? He don't know anything. He thinks he knows, but I'm excited, man. You know, I mean, I like watching volleyball. I'm even more excited to be able to watch it in Omaha and listen to you guys call the games.
You'll be there.
I will be there.
Yeah,
but then, you know, I will be, when I'm not able to be there, I'm going to be listening. I'm excited to watch.
Well, we're trying to get Renee to go on the road for some of the games. You know, she's got a job and, you know, life and things.
Weekend games. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Renee, tell them domination takes consistency and toughness, and you have to be there. Tell him he just needs to understand.
I'm just putting that on her because here's the thing:
she knows what it is. I mean, she knows. Listen, she already says, like, listen, she starts every year the same, going to do it and get to the end. Championship mentality. 9 in a row. Yeah, we need to just bottle that.
I mean, they're going to rename the trophy, right? Like, is that what happens next? That after, well, she has to get to 10. And then officially they'll just go, okay, we're just going to name the trophy after you and let everybody.
You got to appreciate it, man. I like watching
great
sporting events, and coaching is so unique. And for I can't speak for you for going from a player being coached, but I was fortunate enough to have Coach Osborne. I mean, heck, my dad told Nick Saban it ain't gonna work out. And then have Coach McBride, then to try to coach, and then so you appreciate things, and I'm always like I always tell DP, I watch these European soccer documentaries just on how they motivate players and how they're able to take a 18-year-old from United States to bring them all together, and language barriers and all that, get them to go out there and compete at the highest level. I think it's amazing sometimes.
It's awesome to study coaches.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorite things to do when I go to games. Sometimes I catch myself watching the coaches more than I watch the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We do. That's the first thing I watch from anywhere. Professional, high school, little league's a little different because you're like literally trying to herd cattle, but
catching. You're eating soup with a fork.
Yes,
that's what that is.
Yeah,
you're trying to figure out.
Yeah, so you're trying to
how do we
that's a little
keep our
different,
sanity?
But when you get it to around the ages, it gets competitive. How that is huge, and you see it even in professionals. Just we'll probably see it today and see.
You're dying right now, aren't you? Just trying to.
We were up 14-0.
It's 21-0. Relax.
Yeah. Renee,
relax. The Bills are dominating at home.
When the champion of all champions is here, I just relax.
Yeah, no.
I think Renee could coach me into to do something.
I do not disagree. I do want to ask.
I have no vertical.
I do want to ask some of the scheduling. So they're a week and 2 days, 3 days out, and the roster currently sits at how many players, and they have to get to what by when?
I think they're at 24 right now.
Okay.
And they need to get down to 14 by game day, but I don't know if it's like the 20th or the 18th or I don't know what the magic date is, but they want to get down to 14. So, and I don't know when they start that process. Like I said, Saturday I went and, something you're talking like club ball and little league and all this stuff. I think sometimes kids lose a little bit of that joy because they play so much ball.
Yeah.
Whether it's basketball or volleyball or football or soccer or whatever it is. Maybe not football because they can't play it all the time, but this team has joy. Like they are fun. They are like energetic. They're competing, obviously, because if you're not competing, you're getting your butt kicked.
Right.
But they play with joy and they're fun to watch and they build each other up. I mean, it's a really cool group of kids. I say kids because they're still way younger than me.
They're still grown-ups. January 24th. Look, it's history of the making. And
I like your herstory better though.
Yeah, well, somebody kind of barked at me about the nerve review to take that, and I'm like, no, this is an opportunity for Nebraska once again to be elite and be the pioneer and the standard setter and the North Star for women's volleyball, and now it's professional volleyball, and it's the fan base because the entire volleyball vacuum will be watching and listening on January 24th.
We're the very first game. The second game of the whole league is on the 25th. So like literally like everybody will be watching.
This is it. This is the standard. And I said, okay, I can exhale because I've got a champ next to me and it's going to be great. We'll be able to tell the story. It's my job. I'm the setter. She's the finisher. And that's how we're going to go through this thing. To let folks know, again, go to supernovas.com. Tickets are available. I believe there's
$10 right now.
$10 option for the first game. I think you'll pay some fees along the way, so don't get mad along that. And then if you're listening on YouTube or Facebook or X or whatever it is, be smart enough to download the ticket app so you have it on your phone. You can have it for the smart cars so you can follow us no matter where we are and what the game is going on. If you can't be in the building, that's the easiest way to consume all of this. And again, it's going to be one heck of a ride. Coach, I'm excited and I'm thrilled because again, I get comfort now in knowing that I've got an expert next to me. And I think we're going to have quite the ride with the Supernovas. Good stuff all the way around.
It'll be fun. Thanks for having me on. I think, man, the more people that can get down there and get to a game, they're going to give you a product you want to watch.
Yeah.
So if you can get down there, catch it, catch the wave. I was thinking today when I was working out, I was like, it'd be awesome if every club in Nebraska
was there.
Didn't have practice on Wednesday.
Was there.
Just go
and support.
Go.
Yeah.
Go to the game.
Yeah.
$10 everybody could go, and I think you can avoid all the fees if you go buy them at the box office today, but I don't know what time it is or what time they close.
Yeah, and a lot of people weren't getting to the box office today.
On their ice skates.
Yeah.
But they can extend it though. Let's see what they can extend it. I think we need to make a push here in the next week or so to get everybody going.
Well, we're going to be there tomorrow at 5. There's an inter-squad scrimmage, and so we'll get more details and we'll know more. But we've got a week to push this thing, and that's what we're going to do. So, Coach, thank you kindly. This is amazing. I feel a lot more connected and a lot more aware of what we're walking into here. This is going to be exceptional stuff.
It'll be awesome, and thank you.
Yeah.
Made me feel like an all-star coming out of here.
No,
I haven't even called the game yet.
No, you've built a resume at this point. We're just writing. We're writing. Jay, get us out of here, brother.
Yeah, we're gonna go to break. We'll be right back. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll holler at you in a minute.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
We wait all pro football season for the big game. But will you come out on top? Warhorse Festival of Games is putting you at the center of the action with 2 chances to win big. Earn entries for our $100,000 prop card challenge daily at Warhorse Casino Lincoln. Enjoy slots, sports wagering, and horse racing. Then make your picks about the big game to be eligible to win. Qualifying entries will also be put in the running for your share of the $20,000 grand prize drawing. Increase your luck for the drawing by playing free online games on the Festival of Games website. Skip the trip to Vegas and get in on the big game right here at Lincoln's favorite place to play. And if that's not enough, our $1 Million Bracket Challenge for college basketball is coming soon. Full details are online at warhorsecasino.com. Warhorse Casino Lincoln, just minutes from downtown at Highway 77 and West Denton Road. Why not today? Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we'd like to say thank you for a record-setting 2023. So let's start off 2024 with the bang. They've got huge trade-in bonuses and finance bonusing happening right now on our new inventory at Koppel. Get up to $8,500 off select new models at Koppel. So if you're shopping for a new GM product, go to our website at koppelcars.com. You won't believe the discounts. Make that short money-saving drive down 144th Street. You'll be glad you did. Must have trade and finance with roof credit. Stock number G207684.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin on the ones and twos. Before we get into it, we want to thank Coach Renee Saunders coming down, spreading her wealth of knowledge, and then excitement for the Omaha Supernovas that jumps off in their season opener, January 24th. Also, you can go to supernovas.com to purchase tickets, both single games, package deals in season. I implore everybody to go out there. I'm pumped up for the season. It's even before, but Renee coming in, spreading her knowledge and stuff, definitely got me even more excited. So we are on the stream all day today while the NFL games are going, playoff games. Obviously, Buffalo's up 21-0, which is means everything is right in the world. But we're gonna have a quick segment here, right, before we want to get back to the top of the hour.
Yeah.
2 or 3 minutes. DP, what was in your mind before we go to break the biggest story coming out of NFL Super Wild Card Weekend, even though it's not over? So all the way up until today.
Green Bay, just smashing, destroying, humiliating, humbling, minimalizing, devaluing the evil empire.
Right.
To figure out, I still haven't figured out what that was. Like, there's nothing logical in my mind that identifies what happened yesterday. Like, there's no, like, you could have told me this game ended 30 different ways.
Yeah.
That would have been number 30. Like, that would have been last of the list. And I went, oh yeah. And through some miracle of the universe, Green Bay just goes in and wins from kickoff to final horn.
Right.
And did it in every way possible.
And then some ways that we don't even know.
You ran. They ran at will. They threw at will. They made stars of people who we weren't familiar with at all. They had stand-up players make plays defensively. They got pressure in ways that I couldn't even define. Like,
right.
How'd you miss that? Right? So, and then to watch McCarthy just not respond.
Well, I want to ask you this before we go to break, and we'll obviously jump into it huge in top of the 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
Do you think this is more of a Mike McCarthy thing or just a cultural thing with the Cowboys? Because I think that this has been going on for 20 some years, but obviously this year, the path, the way that they played at times, and no clear favorite, it probably stings a little bit more. But do you think it's a little bit on the players? Because the only reason I'm asking you is because Stephon Gilmore, to where, he got, on the banana 7, he's literally running to the other sideline. The guy, that just, to me, is more of attention to detail and man-to-man defense. Those are the type of things.
They didn't communicate. They didn't react.
Right. They looked like, in my opinion, they looked like they thought they were just going to go out there and go through the motions, and Green Bay was just going to roll over. It's almost like they watched Green Bay when Green Bay was playing their worst instead of
early in the year.
Right.
They watched
They watched Jordan Love's first start versus the last 4 games, and he was on the start.
It's like, they never throw to this. They never throw to this, so we don't have to cover it.
Right.
And we didn't go over it. We didn't have a plan for it.
Right.
Like, we didn't have a plan for it. Like, I'm a receivers coach, and I have never seen defensive secondaries blow coverage the way that's air quotes supposed Cowboys super defense.
Yeah.
I just never, like, if I was that open, I would have scored at, like, today.
Right.
In the cold.
Right. Everybody would. And there wasn't any, like, overly well ran routes, except for the one that Dontavian Wicks caught on Gilmore. That was a pretty good pitching catch.
But even those weren't
and
even
nobody
great throws.
But it was pretty good because of the location. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, he just had to put it in the air.
True, because Stephon Gilmore was still, I don't know what he was looking at in the big screen, but the guy he was supposed to be guarding caught it.
He was wishing he was back in Indy.
This thing was a duck. The thing was a duck, and the
he would have had to
receiver
do
stopped.
with CJ Stroud.
The receiver stopped, recovered ground.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about.
No,
I'm
but
talking
this
about the one right the third touchdown, DP,
Yeah,
not the 8th.
Listen, all of those were ones where I just went, "What just happened?"
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you know what Dallas is thinking. What just happened?
What just happened?
Yeah, I don't think they have any answers. We're gonna find out from Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
But before we find out from Jerry Jones, we're gonna take a quick break. Come back at the 5 o'clock hour. We are gonna cover all the games up till today, blowouts, big games, close games. I want to ask DP what he thought about Stafford against Goff, et cetera, et cetera. But Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about
Atomic Diesel?
That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with
Atomic Diesel.
Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how
Atomic Diesel
and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
If your home heating system is making strange noises or just doesn't work like it should, call your friends at Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Sign up for Bryant's exclusive ESP service protection plan. You'll get twice annual complete and thorough service on all brands, and you'll never pay overtime charges on evenings, weekends, or holidays. Schedule your heating check today and ask about Bryant's ESP plan to save money. Call 467-1111 or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Today's agenda includes office meetings this morning, followed by a client lunch, then back to the office for another meeting, and ending the day with a presentation at a client's office. When you are on the go, you need an office phone that goes with you. At Hamilton, our business phone systems make it easy to sync your office phone features to your cell phone for quick and seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you need better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman on the ones and twos. We are live at 1040 O Street. We are old school, brought to you by the Mercado, certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, the 2 Lincoln locations. Once again, we want to thank Renee Saunders to come down and bless us with her knowledge and energy as she is going to be, Batman or Robin with her and DP on the call for the Omaha Supernovas.
She's Shaq, man. There's no. I'm the setup man.
Okay, well then
I'm the setup man. This is real simple. It's my job to feed. It's not much different than old school.
Yeah.
I get out of the way and let greatness be great. What are we doing, Renee? Hey Jay. What are we doing? Yeah.
We appreciate her coming down. Excited. I mean, she got me excited for the season just because of watching, her Omaha Scott team dominate. And then obviously she was a really good player herself way back in the day. But without further ado, it's NFL wildcard weekend. Live update. Buffalo goes into halftime 21-7. They got one more half to finish it off. And then I was just informed by Jake Sorensen because his team has been knocked out that Buffalo will host those Kansas City Chumps next week if Buffalo is able to pull it out. But before that, DP, we had just touched on the Cowboy game. But I want to ask you this before we get into the games, right? What game was more, or what performance was more disappointing? The Cowboys' performance or the Miami Dolphins' performance against the Chiefs?
I think Cowboys. Cowboys were shame. Shame on you. Shame on you, Dallas Cowboys. We listen. Nobody had a surprise face on the Dolphins. Nobody went. You know what? Let's send the South Beach folks, the folks who have been living closest to the sun in all teams of the NFL, with players who prefer to play in warm weather. Let's send them to the coldest part of the country and allow them. First of all, we're not really going to help them because we're not going to play the game during the day when the sun is out. Let's do it at night when it's really cold and the wind picks up in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do all that. Are any of us surprised by that? Jake Sorensen wasn't surprised. Tua wasn't surprised. Who was surprised? So Dallas just actually getting yellow socks is way more surprising than the fish getting filleted and frozen. That was expected.
They got put in the freezer.
Yeah, they didn't even move. Tua still ain't thought out. He still ain't thought out.
Tua and the Miami Dolphins were in the huddle talking about 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Yeah, where are we going? Where are we going?
I mean, I'm right there with you with Dallas. I think the Miami Dolphins, all jokes aside, their performance was pathetic.
Yep.
They looked like, and I know obviously where they usually play, where they reside, but I know that they have plenty of players that have played in the cold. You're a professional football player. You had high expectations. You were paid handsomely to go out there and play. At the end of the day, as they think about it today, even when they're back in South Beach, right, cleaning out their lockers at home, they probably are thinking about, you know what, it really wasn't that bad playing. I felt like the Dolphins were pathetic for the simple fact the coach didn't look like he wanted to be there, right? The head coach out there looking like Humpty Hump with his nose all frozen.
Go do your thing.
And then I felt like then the players looked like they didn't want to be there. And then I saw Tua as a quarterback, leader, face of your team, energy and all that, looked like he was okay with just getting beat and leaving. But body language, facial expressions, that's what I was probably disappointed with. I expected Kansas City to win. Even jokingly, I picked the Dolphins, but I expected Kansas City to win because of Patrick Mahomes at home, and they're well prepared for it. They had the wetsuits and all that other stuff. Now, on to the Cowboys. The Cowboys, to me, were the most disappointing for a plethora of reasons, right? If you listen to Mike McCarthy earlier in the week, I was just sometimes I was up working out and I was just listening. Let me see what he's thinking about for the game, because we got shows later on in the day, and all he talked about was everything past this game with Green Bay. he talked about what it would be like to have 2 home games. What it be like if we could possibly get to the Super Bowl, the path, what we've done all year to get to this point that's going to help us get past this. He never mentioned once that you were playing one of the hottest teams in the NFL and one of the hottest quarterbacks coming in the NFL and one of the teams that got hot defensively because they got healthy and they started to turn the ball over. That's where I was disappointed at, right? Because number one, more importantly, Mike McCarthy, your job's on the line, bro. Okay. Once Bill Belichick got fired, and if you didn't know the history between Bill Belichick essentially trying to convince Jerry Jones that he's actually a good coach after the Cleveland Brown fiasco, don't think Jerry Jones won't make a run at Bill Belichick. He might listen to Bill Belichick. Didn't listen to Bill Parcells, but old enough to listen to Bill Belichick. Then you go to the players on the field, which is Dakota Prescott.
Rain Dakota Prescott.
Okay, Rain. Okay. Rain Dakota Prescott. Mm-hmm. Micah, I didn't hear your name besides seeing you on TV, Parsons. And the rest of those guys. CD Lamb, all those guys. Brennan Cooks, all you guys. All that stuff you talking about, you're a dog, all the time, this is the year, and all that. And it's the easiest path possible for you to get to the NFC Championship at the short end of the stick. You're playing a barely above 500 team at home. You average 40 points at home. And you come out there offensively and defensively and look like you ain't practiced all week. You look like you had walkthrough all week. And the game was too fast for you. Green Bay looked like they were playing at a higher rate of speed than you could even recover and get to. And we're not even talking about the game plan. We're not even talking about the execution. We talked about it a little bit. One thing, DP, I want your guys' opinion on it, is Dan Quinn was penciled in and assumed to be the next Seattle Seahawks coach after Pete Carroll stepped down. Do you think that led to a lack of preparation on his part, which boiled down to the players? Because we haven't seen, even when they've lost, we haven't seen that defense look that pathetic. Maybe against Buffalo, but that was on the road, not at home. Do you think all that stuff, and then, you can get caught up in the tidal wave in Dallas? You got potentially 2 home games. Everybody's all sitting back and all excited and think it's easy, right? You hadn't really lost at home, played excellent at home. And then you have a head or a defensive coordinator up for a head coaching job and an assumptive pick for the Seattle Seahawks. Do you think that's what led to that defensive performance? Because Green Bay's defense is talented. Mm-hmm. They got 2 lockdown corners, number ones. So they're going to give you problems. So you got to expect that until you can get going. But that defense Dallas put out there, that was pathetic.
Well, I mean,
even for Dallas.
Your coordinator is under watch. Your head coach is under watch. The bigger thing for me is it's still a playoff game. And if you don't understand that nothing that you've done all season matters.
Right.
Nothing. Like, you get one shot. It's one and done. Like, everybody should have listened to Eminem. You get one chance. Like, you get one opportunity. You could have, to tell me that the professionals, that Parsons didn't do his homework and didn't understand that they were going to double him. They were going to chip him. They were going to cut him. They were going to misdirect him, right? They were going to use his athletic ability against him. That you understand that, listen, you can't cheat against Green Bay. Why? Because they play offense by the rules, which means that for everything that Dallas does, there is a rule for what Green Bay does against it. And if you follow it, just follow the rules. They didn't do anything. They didn't go into their bag. They simply said, we're going to run 3 receivers, 4 receivers in combo against the defense. If they stay in zone, we're going to keep running. If they, we're going to sit down. If they're going to in man, we're going to outrun it. And Jordan Love will be mobile in the pocket and get enough time to make throws. We'll give you an extra blocker and pass pro, so you have time. And then Dallas did the one thing that they couldn't do, which was not prepare, not mentally prepared.
Right.
To not know that, listen, just be disciplined. What's the rule here? Like, communicate. You could tell they weren't even talking.
Right. They were just out there.
They weren't even talking.
Right.
It was like, wait a minute. What do you see here? There was none of that until late in the game. The first time I saw them try to adjust was when Green Bay had 34 points. And then they went, oh, I guess we need to talk. So
by that time it was over.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
DP, you
know,
got to think they gave up 8 yards of play.
Man, like you
8
did.
yards of play.
And to not bring the linebacker play for Dallas is what just intrigued
Killed
me
them.
to no end.
Yeah.
Like, what were you doing?
Well, I think they got it. I think the problem with Dallas, and this is when you get too cute in your schemes. One of their linebackers is listed at 205. So at the end of the season, he might be below 200 pounds. And Green Bay just got up on him and single blocked everybody, and nobody was making a play. And then they doubled back and slip blocked back to Michael Parsons, and he didn't know what to do. He didn't look like he watched any tape, and they were gashing him left and right. And so you wonder how Jordan Love looked like he never was flustered, was on time, could take chances, is because you, at the end of the day, you could just hand the ball off to Jones, and he's going to put you in a third and manageable, a second in short, second and medium, third and manageable. So you were never under stress. That's how you have the most efficient playoff game in Green Bay history. And the problem is with like Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, right? Like CeeDee Lamb, 9 catches, 110 yards. 80 of them were just dead.
It didn't matter.
It was chuck and duck when Green Bay's just playing prevent. Dak passes for a whole bunch of yards. You trying to tell me against the Green Bay defense that you got to throw the ball 60 times? That's the best that you can do, Mike McCarthy?
Well, you asked, again, asking the question, show me a game where somebody had that sort of success against Green Bay running the ball that way, throwing the ball that way.
Nobody, because they're going to kill your quarterback.
There's no, like, why would you do that? And then to continually not have the big guys up front take on some of these lead blockers for your linebackers. Your linebackers kept getting second-level dudes feeding on them. Wait a minute, they were running a tight end and a guard, and they simply
guess who one of their starting linebackers is?
Yeah.
Marquise Bell, 6'3", 205 pounds from Florida A&M.
Well, you got what you
deserve.
You got what you listen. You got away with it in the NFC East late in the season because nobody else. I mean, think about it. Is Philly renowned for their run game? Do the Giants marry their run game? Did the Commanders do such an incredible job of running the ball?
No,
no,
not this year.
Right?
Not this year.
So again, fool's gold will get you beat in the playoffs.
Right.
Like, we know that. We literally know that that's how it is. That, listen, Miami did what they did and then it got caught, right? Because then you built yourself around, you didn't have your two runners and you weren't healthy. Can't do anything about not being healthy,
right?
But you can figure out how to put an extra blocker in the form and then create some space. Dallas just simply accepted the beatdown.
They look like they were unprepared, and then which led them not have the ability to adjust. And Mike McCarthy, the same reasons why people were, I guess, running you out of Green Bay, which I felt like in a lot of ways was not justified, because you and Aaron Rodgers button heads. Mm-hmm. But some of the things that they said about you in Green Bay are some of the same things that they said about you before you got the Dallas job. Now, you had the Kellen Moore caveat as the excuse, rightfully so. Then you start the season up. Like, how do you? Here's the problem that I have with Mike McCarthy. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You work for Jerry Jones. He has a quick trigger finger when talking about firing people. And when he is talking about this is our year, it is set up for us, he's telling you without coming out and directly saying it, the expectations are high. Win at least at minimum, you better win one game. The second home, if you're at a second home game, it better be a miracle how you lost.
Well,
now,
but
you went and got your brakes beat off you at home.
If you haven't won the division,
right,
then it's your job to figure out how to win the division. So Jerry and McCarthy figured out how to win the NFC East.
They did this year.
I get that, because that was
in their mind, that was their path.
That was the focus.
Right.
It was you not understanding your blind spots to say that I need to win the NFC East and I didn't win the NFC because you weren't the number one seed.
Right.
And you didn't have a plan for beating 49ers. Look, in truth, Green Bay did you a favor.
Yeah. They saved you a
Because
week.
if you had gone to San Francisco with that nonsense, they'd have put up a 70 burger. Like they'd have put up a 70 burger and look, if you blocked the 49er front seven the way you blocked Green Bay, Dak would be with an IV in his arm today.
Yeah, he'd be in
Like
the
they
hospital.
did you a favor.
Yeah.
Because you took the first thing first, which I understand. Listen, I need to win the NFC East. I beat the Eagles. That's all. Look, they lost themselves by beating the Eagles.
Right. That was it.
That was it.
That was their Super Bowl.
That was it.
They beat the second place team from last year.
You beat the team
That lost to the Chiefs.
that you thought you need to beat.
Right.
Again, you don't get there without it because otherwise you're not hosting a home game. You thought you were good enough to just work from that.
Yeah.
Except the Green Bay Packers did a thing once again, right? That they got a young gunslinger and allowed people to talk this dude down. The Packers, listen, there's some espionage. For them to allow people to talk about Jordan Love the way they talked about Jordan Love, and then that dude just took off his cape. He took off his suit and showed his Superman cape and went out there. Listen, young man balled.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
Balled. And then they went back. And remember, every Green Bay fan, if you haven't been shouting, and we've been talking about this for a while, if they're not shouting about Jordan Love the way you shouted about Aaron Rodgers and the way you shouted about Brett Favre and the way you shouted about Don Majkowski and the way you shouted about, like, I need to
The
go
Magic
back.
Man.
Like, I need to go back, right?
The Magic Man.
That I can talk
Lynn
about
Dickey.
Scott Hunter, Lynn Dickey, John Hadel, right? All the way back to Bart Starr. That if you haven't talked about Jordan Love, folks fell for the okie doke. And you drafted a dude and traded away one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever do it.
Yeah.
All in telling people, hey, nothing to see here in Jordan Love. Don't worry about it. You guys go ahead. You guys, hey, talk about Justin Field. Please talk about him. Please, yeah, sure. Talk about Kirk Cousins. Yeah, talk about him. None of the quarterbacks in the division did what Jordan Love did yesterday. Yeah. So, again, if you're the Niners, you felt a little comfortable. Listen, the Boxers got a little tighter.
Oh, yeah.
The Boxers in San Francisco got a little tighter.
The worst team to play in the playoffs is the hot team that's in rhythm, whether they're a wild card team or a team that's coming that catches rhythm. You've seen plenty of – they didn't have 7 seed, but you had plenty of 6 seeds go and win it. It's because of the rhythm, and they start to catch fire, and it's not about building – it is obviously you want to start fast because you could be 8-3 like the Dolphins, but then you sputter, or you could be like the Eagles losing the last 5 or 6.
Let's go through it.
You want to be the Green Bay Packers catching your
yesterday's Packers. Will we be surprised if they beat the Bucs? No. Eagles?
No. 49ers? No.
Right? You're not surprised.
They got a chance just like everybody else.
Detroit? Like, we've seen them match up. So what? I'm just saying, this is the coach downplaying his team's talent, and it worked masterfully. Look, all week long. Listen, we got a young quarterback, and we're not real sure. And the receivers haven't stepped up. We're not real sure what we're going to get. Defensively, listen, Dak has played the leader of the Dak Prescott MVP campaign was the Green Bay defensive coaching staff. Like, oh my goodness gracious, this guy is so good. I don't even know how we go. Jay Foreman, what are we gonna do?
Jordan Love threw for pretty much 4,200 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 picks.
Come on.
With not a receiver that anybody knows.
Bro.
Besides here, Samari Toure. Dobbs, just because he's obviously probably the most high profile. And their best receiver, Watson, didn't even play.
Chill.
Because he's coming off injury.
Well, but that's what you game plan for.
You
game plan to take away the top receiver who was standing on the sideline.
Right. While his backups just roasting you.
Just look, making money. Look, I hope Dobbs is a free agent.
Dontavian Wicks.
I hope he's a free agent.
Listen, I'm going to read Dontavian. Okay, I'll give Dontavian some props. He has 40 catches for 580 yards.
Can we give $15 to upside away to anyone that can spell Dontavian without looking it up?
Okay, here we go. We got $15
First
to
one
upside
to the text line.
Bar and lounge.
There we
If
go.
you can spell Dontavian correctly, you will win $15. And we're going to give you a few minutes to think about it. And when we come back,
a few minutes to Google. That's right.
Oh yeah, or win. Well, you better hurry up.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we're going to talk about the other games because I want to ask DP about that Detroit game. Detroit and the Rams. It was a phenomenal game, well coached. And I want to ask DP to put his coaching hat on. Would he have went for it or punted like Sean McVay because that was how the game was lost, or not Green Bay, but Detroit won the game. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, Old School. We'll be right back.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
We wait all pro football season for the big game. But will you come out on top? Warhorse Festival of Games is putting you at the center of the action with 2 chances to win big. Earn entries for our $100,000 prop card challenge daily at Warhorse Casino Lincoln. Enjoy slots, sports wagering, and horse racing. Then make your picks about the big game to be eligible to win. Qualifying entries will also be put in the running for your share of the $20,000 grand prize drawing. Increase your luck for the drawing by playing free online games on the Festival of Games website. Skip the trip to Vegas and get in on the big game right here at Lincoln's favorite place to play. And if that's not enough, our $1 Million Bracket Challenge for college basketball is coming soon. Full details are online at warhorsecasino.com. Warhorse Casino Lincoln, just minutes from downtown at Highway 77 and West Denton Road. Why not today? Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and we'd like to say thank you for a record-setting 2023. So let's start off 2024 with the bang. They've got huge trade-in bonuses and finance bonusing happening right now on our new inventory at Coppell. Get up to $8,500 off select new models at Coppell. So if you're shopping for a new GM product, go to our website at coppellcars.com. You won't believe the discounts. Make that short money-saving drive down 144th Street. You'll be glad you did. Must have trade and finance with roof credit. Stock number G2076684.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin on the ones and twos. Do we have a score update from the Buffalo game?
21-7, Ghost Rider.
21-7. I think the Steelers are starting to drive. AD.
Yeah, well, no,
you see what happened to Bill's
they
punter?
just did something absolutely Pittsburgh. I mean, they had the ball at the 22, and then what do you say? He threw an incomplete on third. He's kicking looks like a 40-yarder, Chris Boswell.
And we do not have a winner yet for the correct spelling of
21-10.
Dontavian.
21-10, Jay Foreman. 21-10.
But
the plus 10 is good. The plus 10 is good, Jay Foreman.
I just want the dub set.
I know there are folks out there that certainly went down that path.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. But one path that went down is Detroit winning the first first playoff game since 1992. It was historic. Obviously for Dan Campbell. Obviously his introductory press conference, people were all up in arms talking about, kneecap biting and all this other stuff. But he's obviously galvanized that team to be the number 3 seed. Probably got shafted out of being the number 2 seed about the infamous, whether offensive lineman who reported, who didn't, which obviously is the main reason how they lost to Dallas. But they faced one of the hottest teams in the NFL besides Cleveland and Green Bay. It was the LA Rams. Hall of Fame quarterback Matthew Stafford. Williams, running back, is the 3rd in the NFL in rushing. Probably would have led the league in rushing if he didn't miss a few games. Defense for the Rams has been excellent all year, led by Aaron Donald. But Detroit finds a way to squeak out a 1-point victory. The turning point was Detroit was driving. Or not Detroit was driving. The Rams was driving DP and got stopped or stymied a little bit. They had the option to try to kick a little bit close to almost a 60-yard field goal, go for it, or punt. Sean McVay chose to punt, and I think it was because Dan Campbell had the highest percentage of going for it on 4th down. So he leaned on his defense, thinking that he would get another chance to put the ball in Matthew Stafford's hand at Detroit, play hero. Didn't work out that way. I want to ask you, do you agree with Sean McVay's choice, or would you have went for it with 4 minutes left?
Me personally, I would have trusted my defense. I'd have trusted my defense.
I mean, 4 minutes is a long time.
If
to
pin you, if I can pin you back and put some pressure in how they play call. If I feel like I have, and they'd had a couple of stops put together back to back, so there wasn't,
and been dominating the whole second half. Only gave up 3 points.
Right. So there were things in play that, hey, let me flip the field, right? Because no matter what happens, if I punch this thing down 45 yards, 30 yards, 25 yards, whatever the number is, I've got some advantage in forcing Detroit to kind of play conservative with their play calls. And you don't want to give them the ball short field at 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm in my heart. Even then, I thought that I would punt it. In retrospect, yeah, I would still punt it.
Austin, what would you have done?
Let me just say it all felt very Nebraska, right? Defense plays well in the second half, and you face an impossible choice where
I've been in it.
it's never going to work out,
right?
It felt also very Matthew Stafford is back in Detroit, right? Played pretty well, did just enough to lose the game. Sean McVay didn't have a great option in that circumstance. I think the gutsy move would have been to go for it, right? Trust your all-world quarterback that you went out and traded for that won you a Super Bowl, right? If he's your guy, I like keeping the ball in his hands. Long field goal, yeah, it gives you the lead, but is your kicker Matthew Stafford? He's not. I don't trust him as much. So
it was Brett Maher.
It was Brett Maher, who would have been a heck of a moment for him. But yeah, I think the way the defense had been playing, I totally understand giving them a shot. But then just get off the field on third down, right? If Detroit's going to throw the ball, you have to get off the field on third and long. Find a way. And here's the other thing. Credit Dan Campbell, credit the OC too, for putting the Rams in Ben Johnson, for putting the Rams in some weird positions, having to call a couple of those timeouts early, right? If Detroit, plays things differently and the Rams have one extra timeout to spare, maybe that 4 minute sequence goes differently.
Yeah.
But it didn't.
Yeah, it was I understand why he punted, because 4 minutes is a lot. All you need is one stop, and with Matthew Stafford and the weapons that they have, Sean McVay being the play caller, you probably need no more than 45 seconds to go the length of the field if you need to. But in that situation, on the road, right, you always think like, okay, let's go for the win on the road, overtime at home. We're on the road. Matthew Stafford has been lighting them up. He threw for 367 yards, right?
With no turnovers.
He was getting beat up a little bit. They were starting to touch him a little bit more, but I would trust in him. If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down with the dude that I traded the whole farm for, won the Super Bowl with, and then also has to stare down the guy that I kicked out of the club.
Yeah, but he's still not their best player. Who's your best player?
Matthew Stafford?
No, the Rams.
Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they've been triple teaming him.
I would again, right? It's the conversation we're having with Renee Saunders. Are you play calling and game managing for your best player and putting them in a position to make a play so that everybody else can make the play later?
Right.
I would have bet the house and home that the Rams relying on that defense to get them out. I was actually stunned that they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, I was stunned that their defense, which has been pretty consistent all year, weren't able to get off the field or get a stop or even make it a little bit harder for Detroit. I was a little bit stunned on that, especially led by Raheem Morris, and they've been consistent all year. But I would have. Aaron Donald is head and shoulders your best player, but Matthew Stafford was on one that night. Was hot. I'm gonna put it in your hands, and then I'm gonna even expect Aaron Donald and them to do it, because even if you're on a short field, you score. If you're holding the field goal, it's still you got to get a touchdown. I just think you can overthink it sometimes, and Sean McVay sometimes when you're the play caller, you get caught up in calling plays versus seeing the game and seeing Stafford. Now, I also would have liked to see Matthew Stafford go over there and tell him we're going for
I got
this.
something. I got something.
Right.
Like I see something.
He looked way.
But that was the other part of it. I kind of thought, like, it seemed to me like that conversation was had. We just weren't aware.
Yeah, maybe so.
Right?
But, I mean, obviously we're not privy.
Because they had run short yardage plays in the previous 2 drives and failed.
Right. And they just got a crucial penalty to put them back a little bit more. So
yeah,
it wasn't it wasn't like it was 4th and 1.
Right.
Right. I mean, it was 4th and some change. I just would think that worth the 20 plus you also have another teammate in referees as well. So
yeah. I mean, depending on what you call.
Yeah.
But Detroit defensively kind of had it going as well.
They started to get some hands on some balls and get some pass breakups. So they started to clamp down a little bit.
But I also, there is that side, right, that says if my entire season is on one play, I better have that one play.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
And you should if you're the play caller.
I should have something for whatever that was, 4th and 3, 4th and 2, whatever that was. I should have something in the back.
Yeah, I just feel like if you're the play caller extraordinaire, right? You learned from your lessons when you got outcoached by Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
You've won a Super Bowl with your play caller. This is the guy that you traded for. It worked out. You said we need an upgrade at a quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. Over a quarterback that was a 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, and took you to the Super Bowl. You need a better quarterback. You got him. You did it. I would have went for it, but I don't think it's not on McVay. I mean, I just would have. That was a crucial part in the game. I felt like I would have liked to see McVay live up to what he's billed to be.
Well, I got the vibe was that McVay had said, "Listen, 3rd down, here's your shot, make the play."
Yeah,
because I don't have to make this decision.
Right, and so the fact that they didn't even make a play because they didn't get a completion, is that I have to punt it.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
that's when you take the headset off. And you go punt.
Yeah, well, justice is done.
You did, look, you did what you did. What you did.
Yeah, you let me down again. No, just playing.
No, but I mean that's kind of the vibe, right? Is that
if we would have got half of it, we're going for it.
If it's 4th and 1, a different conversation. That wasn't the case. Probably the kicker looking over, going,
The kicker was go.
Yeah,
he was standing by the long snapper and the punter and the way back.
I mean, again, we weren't in the building. We don't get to see the 50 kicks the kicker had before the game, which tells coach to that end. No, probably not.
Yeah, there's a lot of communication that's going on. So, anyways, good segment. We're gonna take a quick break, come back, and put a bow on this bad boy on Monday. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Norman. We'll be right back.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice-integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
If your home heating system is making strange noises or just doesn't work like it should, call your friends at Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Sign up for Bryant's exclusive ESP service protection plan. You'll get twice annual complete and thorough service on all brands, and you'll never pay overtime charges on evenings, weekends, or holidays. Schedule your heating check today and ask about Bryant's ESP plan to save money. Call 467-1111 or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Today's agenda includes office meetings this morning, followed by a client lunch, then back to the office for another meeting, and ending the day with a presentation at a client's office. When you are on the go, you need an office phone that goes with you. At Hamilton, our business phone systems make it easy to sync your office phone features to your cell phone for quick and seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you need better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. One final segment before we turn it over to Ticket Weeknights live on the stream. We are live here at 1040 O Street. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Norman on the ones and twos. Old school. DP.
Yes, sir.
Who are you picking tonight? Tampa or the Eagles? Before you answer that, let me ask you this. What's your take on Jalen Hurts? Was last year kind of like a contract year? It's the best he could play, played out of his norm, and this year is more like him? Or is it the success that he had last year and everybody was on the same page? This year, egos have gotten in the way of sustaining that success.
Yeah, I just think he's doing what young quarterbacks go through in the NFL.
That sophomore slump.
Like we talk about, Josh Allen went through it. We talked about Matt Stafford. Oh, we went through it. Stafford just went through it. Goff went through it. Like, you played the Super Bowl, and now you're not good enough. Oh, you're the worst. Okay, let's trade you. Oh, you're in Detroit. You haven't won a conference championship. Let's trade you. We went through it with Mahomes for the first,
a little bit, yeah.
Right. Every great quarterback. I mean, we're still not giving Brock Purdy credit. Jeez.
Yeah.
Dak certainly isn't getting any credit, right?
Yeah.
That's just what happens with young quarterbacks in the NFL.
How many quarterbacks in the NFL are coordinator proof?
0.
Maybe Mahomes.
I don't think so.
Nagy's kind of brought Mahomes down this year.
I don't think so. I think Nagy's humbled him.
Yeah. I thought you meant Yeah, I guess nobody is. I mean,
No, it's just not set up
because
that
your
way.
success is.
I mean,
starts and stops with them calling the plays.
Well, you don't call plays.
Well, no. Well, I'm talking about the coordinator calling a decent enough plays to allow you two to be successful. But the quarterback's good. Yeah, nobody is.
Quarterbacks aren't calling plays. If you don't have that sort of autonomy, then you can't be coordinator proof.
And they don't play like that. Do you think the law
and receiver proof? Like you've got to have. Think about. I mean, again,
well, he's got 2 1A receivers.
But are they his guys?
Who? Jalen Hurts?
Are those Hurts guys? Or have they bought into Jalen Hurts, or do they think they're more important than he is?
Oh, I don't know about that. I know. Devontae Smith is a Hurts guy.
Well, but Brown
is he though? He probably played more Tua.
But Brown has said, "Hey, listen, man, I should be 1A1, and he should be 2.
Sure.
And if Brown, you don't treat me as 1, I'm going to play like a 2.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to give you the work. We know. I mean, think about it. All the receivers in Dallas, are they really helping Dak Prescott be the best version?
Dakota.
Right? Like,
Rain.
Right? Rain. Like we don't think about it.
Rain.
What quarterbacks?
Rain.
What quarterbacks are wide receiver proof? That's probably a greater question. Is that, I mean, Tom Brady went through a lot of base dudes because he required a lot of them. Like you're going to do everything. He wanted robots out there. Like he didn't want dudes. He didn't want elite dudes. Like he had Randy Moss for a year, and that didn't work anymore. Good Lord. He set up records and didn't want to do it no more.
Right.
Go get me some more basic dudes. I don't need this elite dude out here. Like
like say that out loud.
Right. Like
I don't want one of the best of all time, man.
Yeah.
It's too easy for me.
Yeah, like I don't need somebody. He caught 50 touchdowns. I threw 50 touchdowns with this dude. This does not work. And then blamed him for the loss because I didn't throw the ball on the biggest play of the year. But hey, work that out.
Yeah.
2007 Patriots. Let's see here. 50
Big
touchdowns
Bang,
to 9 interceptions.
Yeah, Big Bank. You won the $15 gift card.
I mean,
Big Bang
this is the cyclical part about the NFL is that because coordinators don't want to stay. The days of coordinators staying with the team forever doesn't happen anymore.
And I think
we've sexied up the coordinators to the point where they're always the
it's
next
also
thing.
jaded because Eric Bieniemy had to stay, and Andy Reid was good enough and gracious enough to keep him and not let outside forces force him out. Now Eric Bieniemy left, and you realize that combination, Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, give and take, a little bit of oil and water or whatever, but whenever they needed to get it done, it was the perfect mix. Now you bring in Matt Nagy, who you might have thought have been that guy years ago. Well, he went to Chicago and lost all his mojo that you put on him. Now you're seeing it right now in Kansas City. And it's not even that it could be Andy Reid calling the plays. It's just not having Eric Bieniemy. Because what Eric Bieniemy did better than anything else was be the good cop, bad cop between him and Andy Reid. Most likely probably bad cop because he told the hard truth. But what he did more importantly is he coached and demanded excellence for the betterment of Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey out of everybody else. That's the other receivers, practice squad guys. So when guys went down, they all of a sudden became heroes. Now guys go down. Matt Nagy probably don't even know who all these guys are. I can almost guarantee you Kadarius Toney would not have this many drops if Eric Bieniemy was there.
I agree.
So, anyways, big decisions made. We'll see tonight. Since DP said Baker Mayfield, I don't know. I just think Philly is off this year.
I just don't think they're that off.
I just think they're not. I think they're not at the expectation where I think this is probably more the Philly team that you're used to seeing. They lost 2 coordinators. I'm picking Philly tonight, though.
Yeah, to me, it's Philly's game to lose.
They have to try harder at losing this game than they do to win this game.
And again, for everything that's going on,
get
with
your
the
weight
Eagles,
up, Baker.
Yeah, for
get your weight up.
But I don't know that Baker's healthy.
But he's got to get his weight up.
He's beat up. Now, whether he plays and is able to compete is a whole different thing. But
all right,
we will see.
Well, we're on tomorrow again. Once again, thanks, Renee Saunders. Supernovas, first game, January 24th. Renee and DP on the call. But this is old school. We are out. We'll holler at you tomorrow. Ticket weeknights, AG, DPE, all of them. Chancellor Brewington, Megan Walker as well. Full slate. Go Bills. We'll holler at you.